The last time that Barry Zito and Jason Johnson hooked up as the opposing pitchers in a Tiger A's match was back on the 11th of May in Detroit. Neither got a decision, and the game eventually went 15 innings before a Damian Miller single broke the tie and gave the A's the eventual win. Tonight, they didn't have to go that deep in the game, and each had a decision. Johnson taking the loss after going 5 2/3 innings, giving up all 5 of the A's runs, 1 unearned. And Zito went 7 innings to his 8th victory of the year, as we had briefly mentioned. The outset of the ball game, nothing really cooked big time for the first inning and a half, but then a base on balls from Johnson, one of 4 that he gave up tonight, eventually turned to an A's run in the second inning when Hatterberg drew the walk, moved up on a Durazo single, and Eric Burns then hit into a double play. So suddenly, 2/3 of the way out of the jam, Johnson was facing Adam Melhuse with Hatterberg at third base. Line by Johnson, the pitch, that's in the dirt. It bounces off to the left, and coming home to score is Scott Hatterberg. And the A's are on the board on a wild pitch by Johnson that appeared to hit the shin guard of Rodriguez and bounce off at a 45-degree angle to the left. Here in the second inning, 1-0 Athletics. Mark Kotsay doubled on the right field line with 1 out in the third inning. And then with McLemore hitting a routine ground ball to Infante, the second baseman, the latter bobbled it. Everybody was safe, putting runners at first and third. No favors to pitcher Jason Johnson. And it became even more of a rough situation for the right-hander on his second pitch to Chavez.
And Johnson's pitch out of the stretch on the way. And it's swung on and ripped to deep right center field. Way back. Nobody's going to catch that. A 3-run bomb by Chavez. And the Athletics have taken a 4-0 lead. Eric Chavez just crashes one. Up into the bleachers. Above the 388 mark in right center field. His 21st home run. 4-0 A's.
Through the first 3 innings, Zito indicated that he was going to be pretty much on his game tonight. He was spotting his fastball very well, mixing up the fastball, the change, and the curve. He did give up a pair of singles, one on the infield and one little looper back-to-back in the third inning, but then threw 2 fly-ball outs and held on to that 1-0 lead. In the fourth, though, Dimitri Young stirred the waters a bit, leading off the inning for the Tigers.
And the 3-2 pitch is ripped on the left field line. That's going to be a base hit. And Burns can't cut it off as the ball goes to the wall. And so Young turning around first, going to second with a double. So Dimitri Young ropes the 2-base hit. Burns went to the backhand side and couldn't cut the ball off.
And then the Tigers did a good bit of situational hitting. White grounding out to the right side to get Young over to third base. Craig Monroe delivered the run with a sacrifice fly, and it was a 4-1 ball game. In the fifth inning, we got a look at the speed of young Nook Logan, who was just called back up to take the place of Alex Sanchez, the speedy bunt expert leadoff man of the Tigers, their center fielder. And Logan was hitting in the 9th spot in the order tonight, and he doubled to start the fifth inning. And with Infante at the plate, well, very quickly, Logan displayed what his strong suit is. Well, here's Infante now as the Tigers try to claw their way back into this game, trailing 4-1. He had a saw. There's Logan taking off for third. This pitch, the throw, safe. Logan, like greased lightning, took off for third and beat the throw by Melhuse on a pitch that was taken for a strike by Infante, and now they have a runner at third with nobody out.
And the kid did not hesitate. He was going all the way.
And then after Infante popped to shallow right, too shallow for Logan to score, Guillen, who leads the club in RBIs, delivered the ground ball to short with the infield back that got Logan home handily. Now a 4-2 ball game. Guillen with his 82nd run batted into the year. So it's plain that the Tigers are going to be pesky for the A's. Meantime, Johnson settled down in the 4th and 5th innings, but when he walked Hatterberg for the 3rd consecutive time in the 6th, it set up a scoring opportunity for the A's that was escalated by Durazo's single to put runners at first and second and bring Eric Burns up. Burns never had a hit off Johnson. He's 0 for 9. And the pitch. Swung away, a base hit up the middle. And around third comes Hatterberg charging for the plate, and he scores to make it a 5-2 A's lead. Well, Burns solved that problem of hitlessness against Jason Johnson on the first pitch. driving in his 57th run of the year. But the A's wound up not getting as much as it seemed they might have a chance to get in that inning. 2 on and nobody out. Melhuse was up, and Melhuse, trying to lay down a sacrifice, bunted too sharply back to the pitcher. Johnson got the force out at third base on Durazo. So you had Burns at second and Melhuse at first. And with Scudero at the plate, Burns tried to steal third but was thrown out. And so that meant that Scudero's following double did no damage. And Kotze was coming up. Jamie Walker came out of the bullpen, the left-hander to face Kotze, and got him on a deep fly ball to center field. The A's had to settle for the 1 run, but at this point at least it was a 5-2 lead. But only briefly. Carlos Pena led off in the 7th.
3-2 to Pena, leading off in the 7th. The A's lead 5-2. Left-handed hitter. Zito into the windup. And the 3-2 on the way is a high fly ball to deep right center. Kotze is back. He's going to watch, and it's gone. Carlos Pena goes to right center, leading off in the 7th. And the A's lead is 5-3. And that's number 15 for Carlos.
Zito, though, was able to brush that off, got the next 3 batters, and at the end of 7 innings with 106 pitches, his night was done, but the A's still had the lead at 5-3. With Justin Lear coming in the 8th inning, Lear got himself in quick trouble, but then did a good job to limit the damage. Singles by Guillen and Rodriguez started the inning, and it got worse when Young drew a walk to load the bases and bring up Rondell White.
And the 3-2 will be on the way with the bases jammed. Swung on in line to center. Kotze coming on. He's there in right center. Makes the catch. Guillen tags. He will score as the throw comes back to the infield. Rodriguez holds it second. Young holds it first. And now the A's lead by 1. 5-4. That's a big first out in this 8th inning.
But still the tying and leading runs were out there in the base paths. And Craig Monroe, the batter.
And the 2-1 delivery. Lear, the backward glance, he deals, and it's swung on, bounce to third. Chavez charging, goes to second one, relay first, around the horn, double play, 5-4-3, and that preserves the lead. Justin Lear battles back in this 8th inning after the Tigers had the bases loaded and nobody out, and gives up just 1 run, and the final 2 outs coming as Monroe goes around the horn, 5-4-3. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. A's 5, Tigers 4.
In their half of the 8th against Uget Urbina, the A's were unable to capitalize on Durazo's 1-out double. So as the Tigers came to bat in the 9th and Octavio Dotel entered the ballgame, that 1 run was going to have to do the job. And it was going to be Pena and a couple of pinch hitters. Pena battled a tough at-bat, 3-2 with Dotel before Dotel got a big lift from his third baseman. And ready once again. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Pena and the pitch. Swing and a high pop-up, foul. Chavez may have room down by the bullpen. Long run, and gets there, toppling over on the edge of the bullpen mound to retire Pena. A tough play for Eric Chavez, right at the incline of the mound. 1 down, and now Eric Munson, the pinch hitter, will be stepping in. Munson, coming off a 2-home-run game on Sunday against the Boston Red Sox, was eventually blown away by a fastball swinging for strike 3. And so the last out of the Tigers still had to be achieved. Veteran Bobby Higginson coming to the plate and got good wood on it. Dotel looks in. Higginson slightly open left-hand stance. 1-2 on the way. Swing and a line drive. Speared at first by Hatterberg, and the ball game is over. A hooking drive by Higginson that had the look of double all over it, but Hatterberg up and to his right, backhands it, and the A's have won the ball game on the homecoming after their 11-game road trip. They're in the winning column tonight at the Coliseum. Their 3rd consecutive victory. They've now won 7 of 10 and 13 of their last 17. Dotel sets down the side in order with the help of 2 fine defensive plays in the 9th inning. And the final score, the A's 5 and the Tigers 4. And also a reminder that with the home run by Eric Chavez tonight, another $100 will be donated by the Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 342 to Campo Kaizu. summer camp for cancer-stricken children and their families. So far, donations from Local 342 this season now have reached a total of exactly $15